All right, so now we're on to lesson 12, the last lesson of this unit. And lesson 12 really touches on the least common multiple and how it helps you with finding a common denominator. And it helps with creating less steps for you in the process. Okay, so I gave an example of, so you have to remember what common multiples are. So I gave the number 4 and 6, and then listed common multiples of both 4 and 6. Well, first listed multiples of 4 and multiples of 6, and then you can see I highlighted their common multiples. Okay, so when you're creating multiples, remember you say 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16. So that's how I'm finding my multiples. And I make a list for 4, and then I make a list for 6, and any number they have in common is a common multiple. So when it says find the least common multiple, the least common, so that would be your smallest, would be 12 for 4 and 6. So your least common multiple for 4 and 6 would be 12. So now to show you how this affects when you're trying to create a common denominator, I used the fractions 1/4 and 1/6. Now, I solved adding these fractions together, utilizing the least common multiple on this side and utilizing the crisscross method on this side. Okay, as you can see, this side you had to do more work versus this side you had to do less work. But again, it's completely up to you which method you use, because some people have a more difficult time calculating what's the least common multiple in their head. So if the crisscross method works better for you, then by all means you can keep utilizing that method. Okay, so I know my least common multiple of 4 and 6 is 12. So that means I'm going to try to get what I have to figure out what times 4 equals 12. So I know 3 times 4 equals 12. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 3. Again, the reason I can do that is any number over itself is 1. So multiplying the top and bottom by 3 over 3, you're just multiplying that number by 1. It's not changing the value of the number. Okay, so 3 times 1 equals 3. 3 times 4 equals 12. Now on this side, I want to get the bottom to be 12. So I have to say 6 times what would give me 12. 6 times 2 gives me 12. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So now I do 1 times 2 is 2. So now I have 3 plus 2 is 5 over 12. And that's it. It's already simplified because I use the least common multiple. So I don't have any extra steps. Now, if I didn't use the least common multiple and I just used the crisscross method and said, okay, I'm going to take the 6 from this side and multiply top and bottom by 6. I'm going to take the 4 from this side and multiply top and bottom by 4. Let's see what we get. So 6 times 1 gives me 6. 6 times 4 gives me 24. 4 times 1 gives me 4. 6 times 4 gives me 24. 6 plus 4 is 10 over 24. They're both even numbers, which means you know you need to simplify. You need to divide out that 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So you only had to reduce one time. That wasn't that bad. Some of them you'd have to keep reducing. So again, it's completely up to you if you want to use least common multiple or crisscross method. We'll do one more. So that was adding. We're going to do a subtraction example. So we'll do the least common multiple on this side, and we'll do the crisscross method on this side. Okay, so we see a 6 and a 9. Again, we have to create a common denominator in order to subtract. Least common multiple would be 18, right? So 6 times 3 would give me 18. Remember, 3 over 3 is 1. 9 times 2 gives me 18. Okay. So 3 times 5 is 15 over 18 minus 7 times 2 is 14 over 18. 15 minus 14 is 1 over 18. And that's your final answer if you utilize the least common multiple. Now we're going to do the crisscross method. I'll put crisscross down here. Okay, so we had so I'm going to take the 9 and cross it over here. Do 9 times 9. 9 over 9, and this one's 6 over 6. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 6 is 54. 7 times 6 is 42. And again, we have 54. Okay, so now we have 45 minus 42 is 3 over 54. So again, this one's not that bad. You only have to simplify it one time. So 3 goes into 54 18 times. And you can use your calculator if you want to check. So 54 divided by 3. Sorry, you guys, this is difficult for me doing that. Okay, so it goes in 18 times. So again, this is the crisscross method. This is using your least common multiple method. And that's lesson 12. Okay, so have fun practicing. We'll be having our assessment very soon. So you just will have your study guide review, and then we'll have our assessment. Have a great day now. Bye.